News time and Christmas metaphor ahoy. We're going to tear through some gaily coloured papers and attempt to smile at the rather underwhelming contents within. And we start with Monday's Champions League draw in neon, which, featuring as it did a cheery man reaching into his bag and pulling out games and surprises for everyone, was itself a bit like Christmas, right down to the bit of turkey and the unfeasibly huge lunch. But let's get the reaction to who got what, starting with the Greeks, whose Olympiakos will face Man United. We are not scared, says Sport Day. And over here in goal, they say, call us crazy, but we in Piraeus were delighted with this draw. We believe we can win. Oh, Piraeus victory. There'll be money to spend for Olympiakos, says the paper, come January. And our slogan is, do not fear the Anglos. Well, all right then. What of the Turks then, who just this spring were accusing UEFA of fixing things with vibrating balls? Another Christmas tradition, that. And who saw this Monday Galatasaray paired with Chelsea? Worried? Not a bit of it. Let them do the worrying, says Photomac. Didier Drogba wanted this draw, but Mu did not, and he's already been left in low spirits, says the paper. All right. Well, the Germans then, four Bundesliga teams through to the knockout stages for the first time ever, build summing up their ties thusly. Some 4G coverage here. Let's see. Schalke got Gel. Bayer Leverkusen got God. Dortmund got Gazprom. And Bayern got Germans. Yep, the Arsenal. And Bild's tame pundit Franz Beckenbauer says Paris are the only one of that lot that our German sides have to worry about. Real are only third in the Liga. And as for Bayern, who will be playing Casablanca this weekend, another Christmas tradition, well, the Gunners are tough because of their Germans, but Munich are still the favourites. Well, surely someone's concerned, though, at meeting the Premier League's mighty representatives in Europe. Well, yes, the Catalans. El Mundo Deportivo, indeed, famously on the morning of the draw, headlining with this: no, not City. And that, of course, is who they duly got, with former Culé hero turned flying pig's head recipient Luis Figo drawing Pellegrini's side out of the hat. It's the curse of Figo, cried Sport the next morning. His hand pairs Barca with the nightmare of the draw. Well, neighbours El Mundo by Tuesday were taking a more measured view. A big match, they say, summing things up nicely there. And they reckon it's bad for Barca, but it's worse for City. Writes Enrique Bañeres, I like to remember the film There's Only One Jimmy Grimble. You're on your own there, I fear, Enric. But anyway, in which a boy who's a mad for City fan is tormented by his United supporting neighbours. Well, these days so much has changed. City and their fans can now walk tall beside United as equals. But for them to do the same with Barcelona, well, they'll have to eat a lot of Yorkshire pudding, writes Enric, before they can do that. Well, I seem to remember if anything got battered in the knockout stages last year in Europe, it was Barca. But anyway. Let's just get a couple more bits of Champions League reaction before we move on. Here's AS, for example. They were good on the draw here with their good, the bad and the ugly front page on the three Spanish sides' opponents. Schalke, the good, Man City, the bad, and AC Milan in the Eli Wallach role. Marca, though, across Madrid, not so sure. A little bit there on the Kuhn menace. But up here they say, ooh, look out for Schalke. Remember the curse of the Germans, says Marca. 25 meetings so far with German sides. Only once has there been a successful outcome. Well, there's a long way to go and a busy transfer window too between now and the knockout stages, so that's enough on the draw for now. Let's finish off instead with the return of our regular feature, Italian match fixing, which burst back into the headlines this Wednesday with the same old story in a very real sense, all part of that same Calcio Scommesse investigation indeed that's been going on in Serie A since 2011. So long, in fact, that some of the people involved have had time to go out round the back and come back in again, racking up fresh attempts at wrongdoing even after being charged the first time. My word. It also brought, of course, this week some new names, notably the former Lazio and Milan man Christian Brocchi and, boom, Rino Gattuso. Yep, Gattuso, one of the heroes of the 2006 World Cup win. Well, the headline here, the match betting still continues. Rino saying, I'm innocent, I'd kill myself otherwise. And to be fair, he couldn't look more gobsmacked if he'd run into Joe Jordan. Next day, the Corriere were busy proclaiming Gattuso's got nothing to do with it, pointing out that the evidence against him so far consists of somebody trying to get hold of him and him not returning their texts. Still, overall, it is a bleak picture that this paints of the problems that lie unchecked in calcio. Another Corriere headline here. We can't take this anymore, and their editorial says, betraying the passion of the people isn't a crime, it's murder. Well, the message right across the Italian papers indeed, La Repubblica, scandal without end, Il Tempo, rotten football and more, is if only the authorities had dealt with this properly the first time around. Well, not to worry, I'm sure they'll have another opportunity soon enough. Well, there'll be more on that, no doubt, in the new year, which is certainly something to look forward to. But for now, let's put a sock in it and wrap things up. Another Christmas tradition as we conclude our look at the papers for 2013. Have yourself a super holiday. We'll see you in the new year.